Hi. Okay, so who at Lucasfilm has the wicked sense of humour concerning mind probing, or as some others would call it, mind raping? Now, not to make light of a very serious subject matter, which is utterly abhorrent, and I couldn't even begin to understand or even identify with a person who is a survivor of rape. Subsequently, I don't wish to offend anyone, but I need to address people's concerns of the interrogation scene between Ben and Ray. So, if you find this subject matter too sensitive, please don't listen to this video. So, when you look up mind probing on Wikipedia, it states that it allows the user to read the thoughts of a person and that it could cause discomfort. I say could because that's very loosely implied. The discomfort that it refers to may not even apply to actual physical pain. It could be more emotional distress at reliving a past memory and could very well be left to our own individual interpretation. When we see Ben Solo interrogating Ray by mind probing her, she does appear to be in some form of distress. Though with Ben Solo telling her not to be afraid that he feels it too, could that be referring to an emotional response to a very much similar shared history of abandonment and being alone? Again, is this what is causing Ray's pain? In comparison to Ray's interrogation by Ben, contrast this with Poe's interrogation earlier on in the movie. We can see that there is a vast difference in the level of pain experienced by both of them. Now, not to minimise Ray's hurt, but I believe both those interrogations were there to show us that what happened with Ray wasn't mind raping, but more akin to two individuals exploring a emotional connection and past history. So back to this individual at Lucasfilm and their sense of humour. I believe that they must have come across a discourse in social media about Ben's treatment of Ray in the interrogation scene, and as a result thought, mind raping? Well, no, I don't agree, so I'm going to go even bigger. If Poe's treatment wasn't enough to give you food for thought, then I'm going to give you another comparison. And that took place in Rogue One, as we know, a film that came out after The Force Awakens. It occurred to me that if people didn't like what happened with Ray and Poe, then what would those people think of Bor Gullet and what happened to Rook? On Wikipedia, it states that Bor Gullet can feel your thoughts. No lie is safe. Bor Gullet will know the truth. The unfortunate side effect is that one tends to lose their mind. Now, this is where I'm glad that someone at Lucasfilm decided not to use the term mind penetration instead of mind probing, because on Wikipedia it states that Bor Gullet was a purple-skinned Marin with the ability to read thoughts. Purple-skinned. That's conjuring thoughts of a certain vegetable that is equated with a certain emoji. The aubergine or eggplant, as some like to call it, and that it is synonymous with a male penis. There, I said it. Though, to make matters more interesting, the term Marin, if you look it up on the internet and search for Mera, it means in Urdu that it means basically that it's bitter or to be bitter. And please tell me I'm not talking about seminal fluid. Is someone implying that a person's diet needs to be improved to sweeten the taste? Or could it be just a reference to the interrogation scene and it being a bitter pill to swallow? I'll leave that up to you. Though I might add that in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, Ben's use of his lightsaber is very sexually suggestive, with pointing it directly at Rey's mouth when he first encounters her on Takodana, and also in the throne room scene when she's kneeling before him and most likely staring up at something quite large. Yes, Ben Solo is very tall. That is what I'm referring to. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I can't believe I was talking about that. But back to Bor Gullet. Bor, the meaning could be that of boring for water, drilling, so to speak. And gullet, which means the passage of food or something else from the mouth to the stomach. Why am I talking about swallowing? Moving on. Right, so in Rogue One, what happens is Saw uses Bor Gullet to torture Bodhi Rook, and it states that Rook was for a time left a gibbering wreck, unable to speak a coherent thought and acting very panicky, which when you look at what happened with both Poe and Rey, they were very much in charge of their mental faculties. Now, I may be reading more into what was intended for the screen, but if you look up the meaning of Rook, it symbolises a chariot. Now, the chariot, if you look up its meaning, is an indication that your past relationships have left you battle weary. The chariot signifies that you can overcome the pain of your past and move forward in your love life. Hey Raylos, is that good news? Does it hint at Rey being able to put behind her rocky relationship with Ben Solo and look at him in a different light and be able to move forward in a mutually beneficial relationship? All right, so I'm glad that I'm seeing the end of that talk. I'm really sorry if the subject matter made you uncomfortable, but please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Love and light.